So there used to be that I would do mostly knitting, and I would knit in front of the TV in the evenings, and it would be all serene and everything was nice. And then I had this little box as my knitting supplies, I guess you could say. It's got a tape measure, and well, this didn't just be there. Basically it's got a few pins and a few stitch markers, a little bit of small snips, and a few, you know, what do you call these? Darning needles. I use them to weave in ends and stuff. And then I started sewing, hand sewing, downstairs, and that brought with it my downstairs thimble, which is one of these, and I love it so. It's a bit airy and it has everything that it needs. And then my friend made me some beeswax. Well, she is a Viking reenactor and she had a lot of beeswax, and she melted it down to these kinds of, I think she used an ice cube tray or something, and she gave me one. So that went up there, that went into there, and then I had this extra seam ripper that I thought, hey, I might need that for my hand sewing, and that went in there. And then I bought this. This is a pair of snips that I am in love with. It's so much easier to use these than the other scissor shaped snips. It's just more ergonomically correct and everything is fine. But this does not fit into this. Just doesn't. And so, and also when I sew, I need, this is like the biggest, it's actually for my overlocker, but, and right now it has red thread in it anyways. And then there are thread that needs to be where I sew, and this definitely doesn't go in this. And if I have, well, this is almost empty, but if I have one of these, which is kind of smaller and better to, it's easier to keep, that would fit in there, would fit if it weren't for all the other things. And then it ended up being just like this, laying on the coffee table like this, which is not, and then of course this on the side like this. And then it ended up sometimes being left open like this on the coffee table, which made the kid start playing with it. I mean, he's 9, and whenever he picks something up, he can't help but like play with it, and that has taken its toll on my thimble, and I really hate that he has been doing this. He has been putting it on his own finger, and since this is adjustable, he has been adjusting it to his finger and not doing it nicely, so that it's not circular anymore. It's just, yeah, no, it's gotten a weird shape, and when I put it on my finger, it's almost, yeah, no, I am not flipping you off, I'm just showing you this. It doesn't fit as good as it used to. I need to, and it feels like, yeah, I kind of got angry at that last time I saw it, because he hadn't just adjusted it to his finger. He had been just clamping it down, and I'm like, you are destroying my things, please stop. And And so I decided to try and minimize the amount of stuff lying around. And to do that, I decided that I need a hussif. Also, I once sat in church and sewed, and I have two skirts with like yay big pockets, and I mean, this thing fit in there, and then this on the side, and it felt, and also it made this sound when I walked around, and that's, I mean, it's fine, I guess. But I have been seeing hussifs all around the internet, or my part of internet, like this teeny tiny part of the internet that I consider mine. So I decided to make a hussif because it's a useful thing. It's a thing that I need, and also it's a time, it's a project in which I can use my cabbage. And I have a lot of cabbage, mostly because I stuff mock-ups or half mock-ups into the cabbage patch. But this is my cabbage patch, and there has got to be something in here that can be used for a hussif. I'm just going to do this, honestly. After having gone through my cabbage patch, this is the pile of fabric that I decided that I might want to have in my hussif, and now I just have to go through and find out if there are pieces that are big enough to be my hussif. And I was thinking about how I wanted this thing to be, because I need to fit into it the things that I have in here, which means that I will probably need to have some kind of a piece of fabric that I could stick pins into. I do not want to make a mock-up. I need a pocket for this as well, and I think that this is going to dictate the width of my hussif, so I want it to be kind of this wide, I guess. Here's what I was thinking so far. So I want this blue to be for the two pockets that will hold my scissors, snips, I guess. And then I want this fabric to be the one that holds these two items, because there are so many color options here and I need them to fit together nicely. I have so much fabric. Oh guys, there are so much fabric. Okay, I don't really like, now that I'm looking at it again, I don't really like the contrast between these two, because that's, I don't know why, this red is not red enough, I guess. So I have to do one of the two things. I either have to change this fabric into something else, or I will have to change this fabric into something else. And I am thinking maybe this. Maybe do this instead of the red. That will probably be nice, don't you think? Like, yeah, because that works very well with both the blue and the gray. So, bye-bye to you. Now we only need, like, the background on this. It'll show through on this flap here and also around these pockets. So I need it to fit with these pockets. That's probably the most important. So I'm guessing the background maybe I'll use this fabric if I have enough of it. I think I do. This is from a skirt that I wear regularly. And then the outside. I have the entire time been thinking that I want to make the outside of the hussif like this. Suppose, you know, this will be a nice, because it feels nice to touch. And that's an important thing. And then I decided to just make binding tape out of just like all the stuff. You know, I have a lot of small pieces, yeah, in my teacup that did not have anything. Like, I have pieces that are like this, like wide and long. I could make binding out of this, you know? Yeah. This too. And then I need like some kind of ribbon to tie the entire thing together. So I think we're good. This is going to be fine. So this works nicely with everything, right? Yeah, it does. Goodie. Let's do some sewing. And I can't even decide on whether or not I want to sew this by hand or by machine. So that's also a fun thing to decide. I have so many decisions to make, and I don't like making decisions. Sorry guys, it's just not one of my favorite things in the world. Okay, so here we are now. This turned out a bit off-center, or askew, or whatever you like to say. Well, now I only have to round this part and make the backside and bind it, and then we're we're done. Now here's the thing I wanted to say. I like the interesting Norwegian fact of the day. When I say that this is a tiny bit askew, I would use the word shave in Norwegian, which is the same word that we use for queer, as in, you know, gay. And as a bi woman myself, I like to I have this saying when anyone says that something is askew, I'll like say, yeah, we're all a bit queer, basically. I like it when words have sounds the same and have different meanings. Like the word for fabric in Norwegian, which is stoff, which is the same words that we use for drugs. So when we go to our local dealer to buy drugs, we actually, or at least me and my sewing friends, means that we're going to the fabric store to buy fabric. And my husband calls me a drug addict, or a fabric addict, I guess, which is fun. That's the fun Norwegian thing of the day. Let's keep going, and this will be finished in no time. Just remembered why I hate the red fabric. It's so dusty. I had forgotten it. It's not like it's even that long ago. I'd just forgotten that it's so extremely... But it does look good on the outside of my hussif. And that one says be awesome. And we'll be binding this now with whatever fabric I have that has the correct type of width. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to make it, the binding. Well, I know how I'll put it on. I'm just not sure how to turn strips like this into binding. I'll figure it out. So it's finished. I changed my mind and used this as a border instead of scraps, and I think that just makes this look so exclusive. I think that makes this look so luxurious. Like, I don't know, it feels kind of royal or something. Which is fun because the inside is not so royal, but you know, it's the outside that counts. No. So I can do this. Also, this ribbon as a closing mechanism, and this is how it looks on the inside, which is not as luxurious as we can all see. And I kinda want some kind of pin, or you know, those magnetic needle holders that are also looking like a lapel pin of some sort. Kinda want to buy one of those and put here, just to. And also this pocket is kinda small. I might just unpick that and make a new one at some point if it bothers me. What do I call this? A needle cushion? Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it, even though it's just a flap. Needle flap. I decided that the thickest needles will probably make permanent holes, which is nice because then I can use the same holes every time. Kind of feels like my Norwegian accent is coming out right more than usual right now. And I really love the way that this says be awesome. If you can see that. Yeah, look at that. It fell up. I really love how this says be awesome. You know, like on the very top pocket it says be awesome. That's it's kind of nice. So if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up and maybe comment. And if you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. And I'll see you later.